Hi, my name is Will Epps. I am a medical doctor specializing in anesthesiology and pain medicine. Um, I currently work in a private practice setting. I work in a pretty large practice. There's about, I want to say, 25 physicians in 19 locations, so we're pretty big in the Metro Atlanta, North Georgia area. Um, I love my job. I love what I do. Obviously, being a physician, I get to help people, help take care of them in some of their most stressful times and help them get through that. Um, Getting to the point of being a physician obviously is a long haul. It's a long haul. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you guys. It's 12 years of school after high school. So there's 4 years of an undergraduate degree. Typically, people that are applying to medical school specialize or choose to major in a science field. I was a biology major personally, but you can come from a chemistry major or biochemistry major. And there are others who choose to major in something completely different, like an English or a foreign language, but you do need a strong science background in order to be a strong applicant for medical school. So you still have to take all those prerequisite classes and do well in them. Part of the application process for applying to medical school is an entrance exam, the MCAT, a medical college admissions test. And it's a difficult exam. There's definitely things you can do to prepare for that when you're in college, but that's part of the test or part of the admissions and application process as well. After you complete your undergrad degree or complete the undergrad prerequisites, you can apply to medical school and get accepted to medical school. Medical school is also another 4 years. So another 4 years of graduate education in the field of medicine. Most medical schools, I went to Penn State Medical School, graduated in 2006. So, but I don't think it's changed much, but most medical schools, the first 2 years are kind of in class, doing the basic sciences, the human anatomies, the physiologies, those sorts of things, and kind of laying the groundwork for the last 2 years of medical school, which typically are patient contact, face-to-face interactions as a medical student. So you have resident physicians over you as well as attending physicians who will help guide you. But medical school is a great experience. But after that, so you've had 4 years of undergrad, you have 4 years of medical school, and then you will do, depending on the specialty, at least 3 to 4 years of residency. Now, residency is when you're finally getting paid at this point, a low, a medium salary, but nowhere near, the end of the road. But you're basically, you're a first year graduate doctor. So you've just graduated medical school, and you are training to be in whatever specialty you choose to. I chose anesthesiology because I enjoyed being in the operating room, but I also enjoyed kind of life outside of the operating room. So when you're an anesthesiologist, you can, you're taking care of a patient in a very stressful time, like I mentioned earlier. But at the end of the day, you go home and, you kind of leave them in the surgeon's hands to be taken care of. I also did what we call a fellowship. So it was an extra year of training after I finished residency. You can further specialize, and I specialized in pain medicine or interventional pain medicine specifically. So people who have neck and back issues or other pain issues, might need an epidural steroid injection or some other kind of injections, or even implants that I do, like spinal cord stimulator implants. Google that later. But I'll do that to help patients who have just severe intractable pain and just need some relief. So like I mentioned before, I love taking care of people, love helping people, and that's the main reason I got into this field. And also, you can make a decent living in this field. Most physicians make in the mid six figures, sometimes upper six figures, depending on what you do. But obviously, it's not about the money, and it's a long road. At least 12 years of additional education after your high school career. So currently, like I said, I'm in private practice. There's different fields of medicine that people practice in. Well, there's different specialties, obviously. You have your internist that you probably have seen, or your family medicine doctor. And then you have your surgeons, your OB-GYN doctors, those oncologists. You got a myriad of specialties. But there's also a lot of practice settings. So I work in private practice, but I do work for a big company. So I have a corporate entity to kind of oversee things. They don't make any clinical decisions, but process decisions and things like that are driven at a corporate level. There are other private practice models where it's just the physician, and maybe you have a business manager. Some of them don't even have a business manager. I think the smart ones probably do have a business manager because a doctor can't do it all himself. And then there are those who practice in academic settings. So like I mentioned earlier, you do residency in medical school. Usually the people teaching you are, you have your basic science professors, but you also have different physicians in different specialties that teach you as well. And so those physicians have chosen to go into the academic field so they can help educate the generations coming behind them. And so if there was anything that I was going to change, I think maybe I would change that in my career. In the private practice, fast-paced setting, I don't always get time to reach back and educate those that are coming after me. So, but that is something I can probably change here. Let's see. So what advice would I give someone who wants to be a physician? I'd say, number one, early, get a mentor, get somebody who maybe they're not in the same specialty that you want to be in, but they're at a position they're a doctor or a physician. They've gone through the process, and so they can kind of at least help guide you. I'm sure things have changed over the years, but the basic tenets are the same. So you want to do well in sciences, in math. So if you're slacking in those areas, you definitely want to step it up, because those things will be looked at when you apply to college. Those things will be looked at again when you apply to medical school, and they'll be looked at again when you apply to residency. So there's a lot of application, a lot of applying, a lot of interviewing in the path to becoming a doctor. And some people, unfortunately, get to a point, they get accepted into college, but don't get accepted into medical school, or they get accepted into medical school. Some of them don't finish medical school, or some people don't get accepted into a residency program, or it's difficult. And that can be a myriad of reasons. Usually it has something to do with academics. So academics are very important. So you want to definitely take school seriously, study hard, and do your best. And like I said, get a mentor, someone who at least can help guide you in the right direction. I'm just reading these questions. Sorry. What will my career be in 20 years? I'm not sure. I think I'll probably end up staying in private practice, but like I said, I do want to maybe take an appointment at a local medical school, maybe like a Morehouse University School of Medicine, just so I can impart some wisdom, the little wisdom I have to some of these people coming out, to some of the new students coming out. And obviously I give back through my volunteer work with the 100 Black Men of Atlanta and the Emerging 100. You know, we have a collegiate branch as well. So if you do end up going to school in the Metro Atlanta area, usually your college will have a collegiate 100. And so that will help you interact with some other brothers that are doing good things in the community, and maybe they're in medicine or in another field that you might choose. But I hope this was helpful, and good luck.